Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So a little while ago on my Instagram channel I started a small local businesses video stream of videos sort of thing. I wanted to start that back fresh again because I wanted to go in more detail around these amazing products that you get from these small local businesses. So each time I do one of these videos it will be based on one particular little small UK business. So yeah, I feel like we need to help these small local businesses in a couple of ways. They are fantastic. They put a lot of love and effort into their products and stuff. Most of them, they've got a main job and they do this on the side, so they work very hard as well. And yeah, it can be a little bit more expensive than buying it from Amazon or something like this, but the sort of quality that you get and the customer service that you get with these products you can't beat. Um, so yeah, we're going to start off this week with the first thing that came to my head. It was literally, I was looking down the rack. First company, which is Sussex Outdoors. So we've got James from Sussex Outdoors. I met him a couple of years ago. Fantastic bloke. I was in the market for a canvas tarp at the time. And he, at this community camp, he had a few bits of his sort of on show to show people what he could do. And yeah, I got chatting with him and walked away with a couple of bits. So yeah, he's a fantastic guy. If you do see anything here or you are interested in knowing a bit more about him, you can either go onto outdoorgearessentials.co.uk and YouTube merch and find all of his gear there for sale, or he has got Instagram and YouTube as well. I will link all of these in the description below for you guys as well, so that you can check him out and see what he gets up to and some of the products that he does. But I thought I'd go through some of his products that I've got, well, the products I've got of his, and yeah, just show you sort of the quality of stuff, the quality of gear that he produces. But yeah, so let's get into it. So starting off with probably, it's in the top, take away the knives and stuff, this is in the top 5 bits of gear that is my favourite bit of gear that I own. Yeah, I would say definitely top 5 easily. Very close to number 1. It is the shelter that I use more than anything. 90 of 95-96% of the time, if I'm out camping, I'm using this. But yeah, this is my 3x3 wax canvas tarp. I love this thing. I use it a lot. I use it at shows. I use it for scout camps. I use it when I go camping with my mates. I use it a lot. It has been used and abused in the last couple of years since I've owned it. I noticed recently on my last camp that it probably could do with re-waxing a little bit. But yeah, other than that, we've got some beautiful tie-out points, lovely reinforced tie-out points, lots of them as well. Lots of, like, so we've got tie-out points down the centre line and all round the edges, 4 corners, and then I think, if I remember correctly, there's one in each middle and then one either side of that middle one as well. So lots of good tie-out points on this canvas tarp. It's not overly heavy. I mean, compared to a DD 3x3 tarp, yeah, it's going to be heavy. But you've got to look at it this way. You're going to be warmer in this. You don't have to worry about sparks from your fire from this. You don't have to worry about thorns or branches. I can sit in this tent at the end of a night. Everyone's going to bed. I want to chill out under my shelter for 10 minutes before I go to sleep. It's a winter camp, it's cold. I can sit in this in a t-shirt and trousers, chilling, and I'll be warm, because it does keep you that warm. And you've got, like, on a tarp tent, you've got no door or anything, but it just holds that heat in really nice. I use the tarp tent a lot with this. I do it a lot because scout camps, shows and stuff like that, I'm always out in the field. So it's just a nice easy setup to do. One little pole, you've got plenty of space, and it's a bit of privacy as well in the top tent. I know it's got no door, but it's a bit more privacy than just having like a lean-to shelter or something like that when you've got thousands of people walking past. But yeah, this, I love this. It is a lovely bit of kit, and I know this will outlive me, and I'll be able to hand it down to my daughter. But yeah, it is. I'm so happy I bought this. This is definitely a lovely bit of kit. And like I said, if you put it up against, say, like the DD Ultralight tarp, same size when unpacked, but you look at the size difference and the weight difference is huge, obviously. But I would choose this over that tarp any day of the week. I'm not fussed about weight. I don't tend to walk miles and miles and miles with my gear. You know, I don't do long distance and then camp. If I was going on like huge amount of distance, then yeah, I would definitely take that over this. But anyway, moving on, we have got another one of my favourite bits of gear. Is my wax canvas bedroll. So it is lovely wax canvas, and we've got wool sewn into the wax canvas. If I unroll it quickly, it's a good size for anyone, really. You know, good size. I mean, it's touching the floor and it's just above my head. So, but as you can see, you've got a pocket there which you can put clothes in, as for like a pillow. It is completely covered in my reindeer hides fur at the moment, because that was the last thing that was on it for a winter camp that I did. But yeah, it is. This has a few little pros to it, I think. One, it adds that extra bit of warmth to any camp, especially winter camps. You know, that extra warmth that it adds does help. Two, like most of you, I do have an air mat that I use, so I have a thermarest. I put that on top of here, and I don't really worry that it's going to get punctured, because this should protect it from sticks, stones and stuff. I always clear away stuff anyway, but if I do miss any, this should protect it. So I shouldn't have to worry about any punctures in the middle of the night or something. But also, I don't think it's overly bulky or heavy. Most of the time it goes under the lid of my bag, or on the bottom, depending on how I'm packing it. And yeah, it doesn't really make much difference to the weight. Yeah, it is quite weighty, but I don't think it makes much difference to my bag. Now, with all the stuff that I carry, I weighed my bag the other day out of curiosity, because I do, you know, my bag is wax canvas and leather. If I'm carrying this and this, I think I had, obviously, my sleep system in there. I had my knife, and a few other bits. My bag, I think, was either 20 or 25 kg. So yeah, it's not light. And like I said, I wouldn't carry it over long distance, but over short distance, it's not too bad. I have carried this gear before, quite a long distance. Before, I had to go all the way up to Birmingham from Essex, up to Birmingham on the train. I had to do a meeting, and then I went from Birmingham to Bury St Edmunds for a camp. And yeah, I was on the train, obviously, so I was on and off, but when I was walking around with him, I didn't really notice it that much. Yeah, it's heavy, it's bulky, but it will last, and it's good quality gear. So, next up, we've got a couple of pouches. Now, don't get me wrong, lots of people make pouches. I've got lots of pouches made by all different people and stuff like that. They're just lovely little wax canvas pouches. So this one just has my cordage for tarp tent. So I know that if I'm doing a tarp tent, I can grab that, and it's got everything I need for a tarp tent in there. And this is my little first aid kit. I do have a bigger first aid kit as well, But if I'm doing shows or camps with scouts, they always have a big first aid kit anyway, so I just take this, which has just got bits and bobs that I personally like to use myself. So yeah, there's no bandages in there or anything like that. It's mostly just like Savlon, meds, you know, paracetamol, codeine, and tick removal card and stuff. And I've just put one of these little tabs on here, which glow in the dark, which is quite nice. It's quite potent. I've got one on my Possibles kit as well, and it just means that if you wake up in the middle of the night and you need something from either one of those pouches, it's not bright, but you can see it. Next up, we've got a little peg bag. It's just a little wet wax canvas peg bag. Obviously, you get peg bags with every tent and stuff that you buy, but it's always like, you know, it's always like this, isn't it? They're cheap. They just feel cheap and nasty with these like bits that tie around, and they're just, yeah. But yeah, this is really nice. It's literally wax canvas with a draw cord on it, but also it's got a reinforced bottom, and that is designed for putting a pole through and stopping it damaging your tarp, for if you was doing a tarp tent or something like that. I have used it a couple of times for that reason, and yeah, it's great. It's great. You wouldn't really think of a peg bag as a multi-use item, but yeah, that is a multi-use item. Holds my pegs, all the pegs that I need anyway, and then you've got that on the bottom so you don't damage a tarp or something with a sharp stick or whatever like that. Then we've got another pouch at the back here. This is a roll top pouch, another wax canvas one. This has got my Swedish mesh kit in it. It fits my Swedish mesh kit perfectly, so that's why I use it. He also does with this, you can buy it as an optional extra sort of thing, which is basically a strap which clips onto these that you can just put in the bag and keep it in there. So when you get to site, you can take out whatever's in there, food or whatever you want to keep in it, stick that on, and then you've got a bag and you can go foraging for whatever, mushrooms. You could even stick like kindling in it, go around, collect some kindling, shove that in there. You know, it's just one of those things that it's a nice little feature. He's once again turned just a roll top bag into a foraging bag. It's just those little ideas that makes things nice. But yeah, wax canvas bag, and it's perfect for my Swedish mesh kit, which is a kit that I use a lot, so that does go out with me a lot. Next up, we've got a quick deployment ridgeline. I use this a lot. I always take it with every camp I go on, even if I know that I'm not going to be doing like a tarp between two trees sort of thing, because you never know, just a ridgeline can just be useful for many other things. It's not just for tarps, you know, hanging bits and bobs on or whatever. But yeah, basically you have a loop, and we have a movable toggle, so you literally wrap that around the tree, and then you can put the toggle through, and that just holds it in place. And then there's a couple of prusik knots on there with, once again, some little wooden toggles, so it's all ready to go. So it just makes it lovely and easy to get set up nice and quick. Basically, you can literally hook it on round, go, tie off the other end, you're ready to go, you know. And that's 10 meters, so it does span quite a nice open area as well. But yeah, the little wooden toggles and stuff just make it lovely and easy just to hook through your tarp, pull it tight with the prusiks, and away you go. You're ready to go, sort of thing. We've got a couple of straps back here. So that one is an elasticated strap that came with my bedroll, and this is just a sort of, it's a strap, that handled strap with two straps. That came with my tarp. I tend to use this a lot from like lavues and stuff like that, just to keep them rolled up sometimes when I go camping. And the only time I've really used that is if I don't take the bag I use, which has straps built into it that I tend to put my tarp into, or I have used it for before for like the reindeer hide and stuff like that. Just to strap it together and so I can carry it in. Yeah, it all depends on what I'm doing. And then we've got this bit of kit here. This is the utensil roll. I saw this on someone's channel a while back, and I wanted one ever since. And yeah, he was selling them. So it's a lovely bit of kit. Rolls up lovely and small. It's got your openal pocket there. Spreader bar comes out of there, splits into 2 slots into one of the pockets. Fold that down, roll it up, clip it, and it's a lovely sort of cylindrical shape that you can just shove into the corner of your bag, sort of thing. But then he also made this that velcros onto it. It's just a little pouch. I think he said it was originally made for shotgun shells. Or something along those lines, but yeah, he just added some extra bits in, and yeah, I've got all my seasonings in there. So you've got your salt, your pepper, you know, I've got all my State Detective seasonings down there. I think one of them's empty at the moment, so it needs refilling. Got my oil one there. I do have another oil one somewhere. Normally there's 2, but I don't know where that one's gone. I have to find it. And then you have got these 2 at the top here, which I have seen him use for like OXO cubes and stuff like that. I just couldn't really think. I don't really use OXO cubes, so I didn't really see the point. I didn't know what to put in there. But you could get a couple of these and daisy chain them as well. So if you wanted more other bits and bobs, you know, like he's just brought out another one that's bigger containers. So maybe you could use it for, you know, like sugar coffee, I don't know. Yeah, or if you really like your seasonings, you've got lots of seasonings or something like that. But like I say, you can just hook that onto there, and you've got a full set. You know, which I can just grab everything that I need nice and easily. Beforehand, I had it in a pouch, and it was just continuously pulling everything out, trying to get to everything, and it was a nightmare. That I either find a little wire stick and I can hook that on in the ground and it just sits there, or I might make a tripod or whatever, and all my cooking stuff's right there where I need it, sort of thing. And I love it. It's just so easy. I can just reach over, grab what I want. Yeah, and the spreader bar you can actually use as like fire bellows as well. So it's once again thinking of those multi-use items. Everyone loves a multi-use item. You know, it's not just one thing. You can use it for a few things at the same time. Then moving on to the last thing, which is this. This is the only thing I actually physically asked him to make for me. He'd never made one before. But it is absolutely filthy, covered in mud at the moment from the last camp. It's the one thing I forgot to actually clean because it's in my chair bag. So, a lot of you, I'm sure, have got one of these One Tigress chairs. Now, this is is it the dragon hide? One with the taller back. I love this chair. Me and my wife have got these chairs, and they're fantastic. But the feet on them, I think, are quite poor. They don't have very wide feet, so they do sink. That is the only downside to these chairs, I think. So I sent the dimensions over to James, and I said, "Oh, could you make something to stop it sinking?" Because I'd seen things like this before, and he was like, "Yeah, sure, no worries." So it's literally a bit of material, reinforced all the way around, little pockets in either corner. In each corner, you put the feet in, and that just spreads the weight. And like I say, at the last camp, it was really muddy, and I didn't sink once. So it obviously works. But yeah, that is filthy. Needs clean. Just wipe down. But this is the sort of thing that I love about James, is that you can give him ideas, you can ask him stuff, and he will do his best to come up with an idea. It will be stuck in his head, sort of thing, until he figures out how to do it and make it. He's one of those people. He's very determined. But yeah, you could easily message him and say, look, I've got this idea, what do you think, and stuff, and he'll tell you the truth on whether he can do it or not, you know. But I have no doubt in my mind, from the stuff that I've seen him do and the stuff I've, like, from when I've been talking to him and stuff like this, that he can do a lot of things. So, you know, he's a really nice guy, really great to talk to. But yeah, even at the wilderness gathering, he brought his sewing machine along with him so he could fix people's stuff on site, which I thought was really good. He was literally just offering it up to people that came into his stall. I don't know if he's going to be there this year. I'm sure he'll put something up on the socials, whether he's going or not. But yeah, you know, if you've got a bit of gear, if you've got a rucksack that you absolutely love, like ex-military or something, but it's torn, he'll fix it for you, you know, and just anything like that. But yeah, the gear that he makes is really great. And like I say, most of this, I would say, the only thing that I don't take on every single camp would probably be my mess tin. So this bag here. I take, it depends on what I'm cooking that weekend, depends on whether I take that or I take a frying pan or what. But everything else, I would say, goes on 99% of my camps. Yeah, so every camp I go on pretty much, well, every camp I go on, I will have something Sussex Outdoors on me. And there's a reason for that. It's because he's got really good equipment, really good gear. So yeah, I'm happy to promote his gear, because I've used this for the last couple of years and not had a single issue with any of it, and I've abused it. So yeah, like I said, you can catch his gear if you're interested on outdoorgearessentials.co.uk. He is on YouTube and Instagram as well. I will link all of this in the description below. And next week we'll move on to another small UK business. I will literally work my way through small UK businesses that I've got, like gear I own, because these small UK businesses, like I said at the beginning, really need our help. They're fantastic. They put a lot of love and care into it. A lot of this is second jobs for people. They do it in their spare time. Customer service throughout all of these people, because they have so much love for it, they will do whatever they can to make sure that you have a fantastic product and that you have a good experience with that product. You know, when I bought stuff off of him, I got a little note off of him, and that to me shows, it just shows how much they care about their products. I know that if I had any problems with these products, I could text James or call him and say, yeah, I've got a problem. And I bet you any money he'd be like, no worries, send it to me, I'll get it fixed and I'll send it back free of charge. Okay, cool. Because that's who he is. He wouldn't want you to have a bad experience. And I mean, not that anything's gone wrong with any of my equipment, and I don't think it ever will, but I know that if it did, you've got that basically lifetime guarantee, because he's a great guy and I hope to never lose him as a friend. But yeah, fantastic gear from a fantastic guy. So like I say, next week we'll move on to another small UK business. I want to get through the small UK businesses because I think they really need a big shout out, and I think we need to support them and move away from Amazon and stuff like that. You know, there's certain things that you can't buy off of people that people don't really make and stuff like this, but if there is someone out there making it, it's going to cost you a little bit more, but it's going to be so much better quality, and you know, a lot more attention's gone into it and stuff. So if you're interested in anything, whether it be this gear or whatever, always look around to see if there is a small UK business that you can help out. But yeah, And on that note, guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you soon. Bye bye.